TRAINHEROIC's supercharged program design tools bring your programming to life. With our tools, you can quickly design and organize training programs that are 100% reusable and fully customizable. The only limit is your inner programming DaVinci. We'll walk you through the basics of programming in TRAINHEROIC by creating a simple one-week program to use with your athletes during your free 14-day trial. We recommend that you create a training program prior to doing anything else within TRAINHEROIC. Let's get started with building your first training session. First, log in and click on the library icon from the left-hand toolbar. Now, click Create New in the top right-hand corner. Give your program a name and determine the number of weeks that you'd like the program to cover. Now, add a training session by clicking the Add option on Week 1, Day 1. Take note that there are no specific dates since you'll add this program to a team or athlete's calendar. You'll now be brought to the designer with a blank page. Each training session is organized into blocks, and you'll begin by clicking Add Block. Then, search for a specific movement to add to Block A. Once you've added a movement, add your rep scheme by clicking Select Prescription. You will have the option to save custom rep schemes so that you don't need to rekey the same rep scheme over and over again. But for now, you'll begin by selecting Custom Table to design your first custom rep scheme. Pick how many sets you'd like to add to the movement in Block A, and add your rep scheme. You'll notice that each of the columns, reps and weight in this example, can be customized in order to track exactly what you'd like with your athletes. You can choose to be prescriptive, adding in the weights or percentages, or you can choose to leave cells empty so that the athlete can pick their own starting point. Keep in mind that your athletes will always be able to adjust what you've prescribed. Lastly, add notes like rest times, tempos, rep ranges, and anything else you'd like to communicate with your athletes. Now that Block A is complete, simply click Add Block to add another block to the training session. Blocks can be combined to create supersets by clicking the link between blocks. You'll notice when you click Add Block that in addition to adding an exercise, you can also create an exercise or new circuit. Clicking New Exercise allows you to add movements to your exercise library at any time. Clicking New Circuit gives you a quick and easy method for designing warm-ups, cool-downs, and anything within a training session that doesn't require the athlete to track their specific sets and reps. To create a circuit, simply type in your text and add any desired videos from your library. You can quickly save circuits so that you can reuse a warm-up or cool-down anytime. Add as many blocks with movements or circuits as you'd like, and use the arrow button to move a block up or down. Once you've finished designing a training session, click Back to Program to view your training session on the program's calendar. You've now created a training session on Week 1, Day 1 in your library. Next, we'll go over how to deliver the programming to your athletes. In this video, we'll walk you through the basics of inviting athletes to TRAINHEROIC and delivering the programming directly to their mobile devices, whether you're coaching them individually or as a team. First, make sure that you've created a one-week training program before attempting to perform the steps demonstrated in this video. Next, you'll be able to coach the athletes individually or create a team. If you're coaching athletes individually, you can quickly invite an athlete to connect with you. To invite athletes that you train individually, click on Athletes from the left-hand menu. Select Invite Athletes in the top right-hand corner, choose the one-on-one option, and then click Next. Enter your athlete's email address and customize the welcome message. Click Send Invites. Be sure that your athlete's calendar is ready with their training program, even before they accept their invite to connect with you on TRAINHEROIC. Click on the calendar icon next to the athlete you'd like to deliver the programming to. Now, you can add a training program to your athlete's calendar from your library by clicking the Add from Library icon in the top right-hand corner. select the one-week test program we've previously created or the program of your choice. Now pick a start date and click Add to Calendar. You've now successfully delivered a program to an individual athlete. To create a team and invite athletes that will be training as a member of the team, click Teams from the left-hand menu. Click Create New in the top right-hand corner, name your team, create an access code, and click Create Team. Once you have a team, you can invite athletes to join the team. Click Athletes from the left-hand menu, click Invite Athletes in the top right-hand corner, choose the team or group that you want to add the athlete to, enter the athlete's email address, add a custom welcome message, and click Send Invites. If you're inviting athletes that you'll coach as a team, you'll have the option to update the team's calendar even before they accept their invite. First, click on Teams from the left-hand menu. Next, click Create New in the top right-hand corner, or click on the team if you've already created one. Now you can add a training program to the team's calendar from your library by clicking on the program icon in the top right-hand corner. Select the program that you'd like and the start date. You've now successfully delivered a program to a team of athletes. Once you send an invite, your athletes will receive an email with your access code and instructions to set up their profile following 3 easy steps. They will download the free TRAINHEROIC app on their smartphone, create their account by following the in-app prompts, and type in your team's unique access code to join the team. By now, you should feel comfortable inviting your athletes and pushing a training program onto their personal or team calendar. Next, we'll cover coaching with TRAINHEROIC. Your athlete or the entire team will receive the training program in real time on their TRAINHEROIC mobile app. They will also receive a push or email notification depending on the preferences each individual set while creating their profile. With the foundation laid, it's time to get to work moving some iron. Coaching with TRAINHEROIC is simple, provides a better experience for your athletes, and allows you to do more with less. Now that you've connected with your athletes and delivered programming to them, we highly encourage your athletes to log a training session that you've programmed for them. This is the most effective way for both you and your athletes to experience the TRAINHEROIC app. It's also a great way to understand how things work together and an opportunity to get quality feedback from your athletes. If your athletes aren't logging their training, you won't be able to do what you do best: coach. This includes viewing vital information such as readiness data, training summaries, and progress. First, make sure to program a training session. Invite athletes to connect with you on TRAINHEROIC and publish the training session prior to completing the steps mentioned in this video. Here's what we'll cover: how athletes will view their training sessions, how athletes will log their training session from the mobile app, reviewing training session summaries, when to use the tablet-based team training app, and how to use the tablet-based team training app. Once an athlete downloads the TRAINHEROIC app and creates their profile, they will be guided to today's training session on their calendar. Swiping right or left will change the date and allow them to view sessions other than today. If there's a dot below the date, that means there is a session assigned. When the athlete is ready to begin a session, they will simply click Start Session. A quick readiness survey will pop up in which they will rate today's sleep quality, mood, energy, stress, and soreness level on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being poor and 5 being excellent. TRAINHEROIC stores this data so that it can be referenced at any time. Now it's time to train. After completing the readiness survey, the timer will automatically begin timing their training session. To log a training session, athletes will click in any box to edit the number of reps, load, or time for each exercise, depending on what was prescribed. The circles will turn green as athletes complete their training. For sets with reps and weight prescribed, athletes can also click on the double check mark to mark all sets for the exercise as complete. Any exercises that have a supporting how-to video will display a clickable thumbnail, and by clicking on the 3-dot menu, the athlete will be able to add comments, view history for previously completed exercises, and view exercise tips. If you included exercise notes such as rest times, tempos, rep ranges, etc., Those will also appear in each block. The arrows at the bottom of the page will allow athletes to navigate between different blocks of the training session. After the last block is completed, the Finish Session screen will appear. This is where the athlete will note the intensity level of the session. Athletes will also have the option to adjust the duration of their training session. Your athletes can always type session comments to give you feedback regarding the training session. When they finish, they'll select Finish Session. Next, your athletes will see a session summary page. All information gathered during their log training sessions will appear here. This includes their readiness scores, exercises and blocks completed, intensity level, time elapsed, and the number of sets and reps performed. From here, athletes can select Profile Analytics, which gives them an overview of all completed sessions. Total volume lifted, reps completed, and time spent are all aggregated here so they can view their accomplishments and boast about it later. All of this data is available for you to view as well. We'll cover that in the next section. In some contexts, coaches would prefer to have their athletes leave their mobile devices outside of the weight room. The TRAINHEROIC Team Training app for tablets is a great resource for coaches training large groups inside their facility. The Team Training app interface allows your athletes to record their session in a team environment with multiple athletes using a single tablet. No phones needed. Tablets can be positioned throughout the weight room for athletes or staff to easily access your program and log their training sessions. If you're training 20+ athletes at the same time, or if an athlete doesn't have access to a smartphone, then we recommend that you consider the Team Training app. Currently, the TRAINHEROIC Team Training app is only available with our Elite package. If you're in a trial or if you're signed up for TRAINHEROIC's Elite package, here's how you can start using the Team Training app. It's important to note that only sessions programmed onto Teams will appear in the Team Training app for tablets. Any sessions programmed on a personal calendar will appear in the mobile TRAINHEROIC app only. First, download the Team Training app in iTunes or the Google Play Store. Next, log in, and from your tablet, filter by team in the top left to add the entire team's roster. You can also create custom groups from your athlete's roster by clicking Manage Athletes in the bottom left. Select the athletes you would like to add to your custom team by clicking on their name. Athletes added to the team will display a check mark and a red X. Athletes not included in the team will display a green plus sign. The athletes that have been added will also display on the left-hand side. Click Save and Close. The upper right-hand corner displays which session is being performed. Click the session name if you would like to switch between sessions. When you or your athlete are ready to log, simply log as you would in the mobile app, selecting Complete or filling in the reps and/or weights that were prescribed. Each exercise is equipped with a paperclip icon to add notes, a play icon for videos and tips, and a clock icon to view or edit the athlete history directly from their history log. As with the mobile app, athletes can leave notes at the end of the session. Any training session that is logged by an athlete on the Team Training app will sync to their mobile device in real time. You are now familiar with how athletes and teams will log sessions both in the mobile app and the tablet-based Team Training app. Next, you'll experience how to view all logged training sessions so that you can celebrate your athlete's hard work. Motivating, engaging, and inspiring your athletes is every bit as important in coaching as designing the best training program. TRAINHEROIC allows you to stay connected with your athletes along their training journey through a variety of tools. It's best practice to have programmed at least one session, delivered it to an athlete's calendar, and have at least one athlete log their training in order to reap the benefits we'll be covering in today's video. Here's what we'll cover. Leveraging the notification center to quickly view and reply to your athletes' training questions and comments, sending your athletes direct communication or giving them a fist bump to let them know you see them working, reviewing training session results and compliance, and doing more with data by exploring analytics. To begin, make sure that you're at your desktop or laptop computer and logged into your account. Next, click on the notifications icon in the top right-hand corner. The Notification Center is your command center for communicating directly with your athletes. Click on a notification to reply, add comments, or give athletes a fist bump. Anytime a message is sent, the recipient, either you or the athlete, will receive an email notification and a push notification so that you're in the loop and so that you can stay connected. Celebrating each step along the way through feedback and comments is just one way we're going to help you coach more athletes better. If you don't have a notification yet, start the conversation by clicking on Athletes from the left-hand menu and selecting the message icon to send athletes a direct message. Here you will see a feed of all direct messages that have been sent between you and that specific athlete. This is also where you can give them encouragement for the week, celebrate a PR, or check in to see why they haven't logged any training sessions recently. To quickly review a snapshot of your athlete's training, click on the Athletes Calendar button from the Athletes tab. This will give you a quick view of all sessions on their calendar. Compliance, readiness, duration, and intensity are all quickly displayed along with their training data. By clicking on the training session, you'll be able to view comments and add your own as well. For coaches looking to do more with data, our powerful suite of analytics tools gives you deeper insights and trends across a variety of data. Click on Analytics and Reports on the left-hand toolbar. There are quite a few metrics at your fingertips, and as your athletes progress on their training journey, this data will help you coach them better. Our analytics are designed to help you deepen the connection that you have with your athletes by giving you the tools you need to have conversations rooted in objective data. Feel free to explore the dashboards. Here you will find data on athlete compliance, readiness, lift progression, and much more. Since we started with a test athlete and a limited number of sessions, the training data available to you will be limited, for now. This will of course evolve once you've started coaching all of your athletes through TRAINHEROIC. We'll cover these tools more in depth as you continue your journey with us. Coach, you've now created a training session, invited your athletes to connect with you, delivered a training program to those athletes, and celebrated with them. Well done. If you have any questions on celebrating with your athletes, analyzing data, or anything else, we're here to help.